Hello guys, welcome to my channel and we'll talk about Houston Oil Rig Injury Attorney. Perhaps no example better illustrates the potential dangers of working on an oil rig than the Deepwater Horizon disaster in 2010 in which 11 people were lost at sea after a blowout caused the rig to sink in the Gulf of Mexico. If you are a victim of an oil rig accident, it may be critical to your recovery to consult with a Houston offshore oil rig injury lawyer. Have a track record of success with the maritime injury cases. The Chris Law Firm PC has a staff of experienced attorneys with more than 4 decades of experience handling a variety of oil rig injuries, including representing victims of deepwater horizon explorer and oil spill. The people employed on offshore oil rigs face any number of hazards every day. When they go to work, oil rigs are large, complex, and loaded with heavy machinery, which can make them especially vulnerable to mishaps and accidents. Oil rigs are particularly susceptible to fires and explosions, which bring with them the potential for chaos and catastrophe. Additionally, oil rig workers often are under enormous pressure to produce quick results that may result in managers pushing employees past their limits and cutting corners on safety and maintenance of equipment. When an accident happens on the ocean with the help miles away on land, the results often call be devastating and fatal. Injured workers may face insurmountable medical bills in the wake of accidents that leave them with the head trauma, severe burns, chemical exposure, or other severe and disabling injuries. Common causes of oil rig accidents. Oil rigs are massive, hulking operations that operate in remote, locales, and dangerous weather conditions. Given the size of operation, offshore oil rigs come with the numerous risks that may lead to serious or fatal injuries. Common causes of accidents on Texas oil rigs include blowouts leading to fires or explosions, slippery conditions resulting in falls on lower decks or into the ocean, failing equipment, inadequate manpower or training, leaky toxic chemicals and or fumes, defective machinery leading to breakdowns or other accidents. So common types of oil rig injuries. The potential for injuries or fatal accidents aboard Texas oil rigs is enormous. Common injuries sustained in oil rig accidents include mild, moderate, or severe traumatic brain injuries, spinal cord damage or paralysis, severe burns, chemical poisoning or toxic inhalation, limb amputation, crushing injuries, broken bones, back and neck injuries. These injuries bring with them high medical costs and a long road to recovery. These types of injuries can be disabling. You may be experiencing physical limitations that prevent you from working, and at the same time, you may be receiving significant medical bills and worrying about how to keep up with your rent or mortgage and other daily expenses. So, damages in Houston oil rig accident. If you have sustained an oil rig injury, medical costs and lost wages can quickly combine to overwhelm you and your family. Thankfully, several laws exist that allow injured maritime workers to seek compensation when your employer did not provide a safe work environment or when a third party's negligence caused your injuries. Death on the High Seas Act. The family members of a seaman killed in an offshore oil rig accident may be able to make a claim for compensation under the Death on the High Seas Act. The act allows surviving family members to seek compensation for quantifiable monetary losses known as pecuniary damages when a seaman dies more than 3 nautical miles off the United States coast while in the course of his or her employment. So, Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act. When an oil rig employee is injured while working offshore on the outer continental shelf, the Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act may allow the workers to seek compensation for past and future medical costs, physical limitations, physical pain, loss of earning capacity, mental anguish, and disfigurement.